And welcome in to week 4 now of the Utah Top 50.
Week 4 or 5?
Week 4 or 5.
It might be 5.
It's been one of those weeks. I
think it's 5.
Miss and that ball tipped up and in by. I think it's 5. And we got the Amigos versus the Americans. Starting here, Dusty Lister and Dane Stewart of KSL Sports Rewind with you. And we say that because it just kind of flies by. We do this in the middle of our football coverage, which is so much fun for us to get into this. As Isaac Garrett goes base, and Garrett with the flush. And we're tied at 2.
Yeah, I love the drive there by Garrett. We've talked about he's become much more assertive in the top 50 this year, but his wingman's on the bench right now. Jagger not getting the start today.
I didn't know. We had some late guys that showed up a little later. It's you hit that week and we get that one figured out. As a ball sent back up top, little fall away is there, and it's 4-2. Is Preston the intern? He's on the struggle bus.
He had a rough weekend. He's still kind of coming off of it a little bit.
He's just been complaining all pregame.
Off to a nice start tonight, though. So hopefully that will pick up his mood.
He's very bipolar when it comes to he just lives in the moment. As we inbound, and it's the 3 for Ace Reiser.
Yeah, you can't leave Reiser open. He gets a lot of credit for his ball movement and vision, but this young man can stroke it, and he dials that one up from the corner.
So back on the other end is the Americans. That ball off the hands, and we will go back down the floor with the Amigos.
You know, we heard the some voice over the PA say disconnect. Looked a little disconnected there. That pass couldn't be corralled. And look, the Amigos been really strong in the top 50, and they get a shot here to try to expand their lead.
Can certainly happen in first halves. Is Isaac Garrett down low, and Garrett now with 4 points for the PG Viking.
Yeah, and Isaac Garrett that time going up against Lyman Simmons, the RSL Academy Griffin.
Griffin, yeah.
And, love the aggressiveness there by Garrett, who just had to deal with it in the block there defensively.
Yeah, the Griffin not to be mixed up with the Liger. As that one is short, and it's Jackson Workman with a rebound. That ball goes out of bounds off the Americans, and it is. And it'll be Amigos basketball.
All right, here's the deal. With the next new high school in Utah, they better be the Ligers. If they're not, we got a real problem.
That's Burley, Idaho, man. As Alan will run Allen lays that one up in. Yeah. I agree with you.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
That hasn't happened already.
Right?
Yeah. I'm actually a little more surprised. My daughter will get mad, but she's not listening. That there was a Harry Potter reference of the Gryffindor or something like that.
It's also on Napoleon Dynamite.
That's what I was going
for.
Yeah. That's his favorite animal, is a liger.
Yeah. I mean, imagine a high school with ligers as the mascot that serves tots. Sign me up.
But you know what's true is Ace Reiser's shot. That's his second 3. No lagging in that one.
Hey, Ace, got any more of that gum?
The personal.
2 for 2.
Yeah. Oh, man. He is. I mean, you want to know about the attention Ace Reiser's going to get. There it is. He's going to get a lot of attention this year on KSL Sports Rewind.
He got a lot of attention last year. Bingham was my pick in 6A.
It's true.
We talked a lot about Ace Reiser.
So 12-4 start here for the Amigos as Garrett calls the shot, and it just comes off the rim there for Hinckley as Garrett is walking up the floor with the no punches good when you put the circle above your head. It has to be below the waist. As Hinckley with the run out off the loose ball. 16 minutes left here in the first half as our unofficial clock's now synced up as Ace Reiser now with 8 points in the early going.
Love the recognition there by Ace, the hard closeout on the pump fake. And again, because he's hit a pair of those, it allows that driving lane to essentially be uncontested.
And then the long-range shot knocked down by Peter Broadbent. And a welcome sign there for the Americans.
And he's got to be in the top 3 in terms of players that have really popped in the top 50s. He's got the steal here.
So, nice find inside. And Allen now with 4 points. And the Cedar Valley Aviator.
He's
2 buckets.
He's a second of the 3 in my mind, Jax Allen, that has really had a fantastic showcase.
Really? I mean, he really has. I mean, thinking him when you go to Giorgio Galesis, I think he's been really, really good too. Is that ball off the hands of Lyman, and it'll be Amigos basketball as we dip inside the Wow, the 15-minute mark is.
Yeah.
Preston is just really on the. He was pushing the wrong button, trying to show him here. Man. We see a series of moves, and there's Frankham.
Yeah. Look, we talked about Jagger last week, and I would say week 4 didn't have his customary impact last week. You know what I loved? I went down on the floor after the night was over and was talking with some of the people down on the floor. Jagger was still here putting up shots.
Yeah.
He was still here when I left, and I think there were 3 people left in the building when I left, and he was still here taking extra shots. I love that kind of dedication, right? And putting the time in, putting the work in, trying to get better.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved that. Wanted to share that.
I love guys that even in a showcase setting say, hey, I didn't have my best night tonight, and they're going to go put some work in. As Brock Mendez with the offensive board off the missed free throw, as Broadbent left that a little too strong. Frankham with the rebound, now on the run. Send to the angle, the 3 off the front of the iron, tipped around, and tracked down by Mendoza. Is Jackson Smith not hitting that 3? A little surprising. And they'll fall away there for Hansen. Or pardon me, that was Charlie Smith.
They look alike. I thought the same thing
and
at
the
first.
4s, yeah, 43, 44. Back on the other end, Smith hanging on a pivot, sends out to Workman. Jackson goes right back out. Smith for 3. Got it.
You know, we talk about a player, an ace riser who shares the basketball, has great vision. Jackson Workman is along that same kind of player, very unselfish. He can hit the shot when he needs to, but, man, he's always looking for his teammates. Such a good facilitator.
Didn't get the 3. I love that Jackson Smith says, okay, I'll come inside the arc.
Yeah.
Just find a rhythm. You know, you don't need to throw the 9 route all the time. Get yourself something in rhythm. As Smith, you saw Smith hit the little fall away on the baseline. Now back to back from the angle.
How about the scoring picking up? This was a double-digit game. Americans have it down to 6 here.
Hinckley on the baseline, swatted away by Mendoza.
Right now, Hinckley said, Mendoza!
Jackson Workman for 3.
Bang, bang. Here come the Americans,
wow.
huh?
3 threes and the block from Mendoza and a timeout taken with the clock's still rolling. So 12:15 still going. I think it was just a little substitution timeout. We're a little loosey-goosey with the clocking here. Come right back, and it's Frankham with the lefty. And the son of a CEU Golden Eagle lays that one up and in.
He's just so smooth in the block.
I also love even with a little shoulder shimmy shake with someone down low with him. As Apith Jang couldn't get his shot, sends it back up top with Makai Martin. Good to see Makai back out. Makai gets a little space with the John Wall shiver, and then he gives a little John Wall shake on the back down the floor.
Yeah, Smith was there defensively. Really did a nice job on that driving lane, but Makai able to separate himself just enough to get it away.
I don't know if I go with John Wall, if that's a relevant term anymore. I know he did the Dougie the other night, but, I mean, good grief, he was at Duke doing that. Oh, sorry, Kentucky.
Kentucky, yeah.
Makai Martin fall away.
But Makai, he's had back-to-back contested shots, and old 49 has drilled both of them.
And I think our guys are mixed up on the – we're going to match what's going up on the board. They've got it 22-21. We'll match inside.
Only so much you can do, right?
Yeah. So, got that adjusted. 22-21 as we'll fall away from Reiser. And Ace now with 10 points.
Boy, and even with Simmons coming over to help him out, Ace just able to get that shot over him. Nice job there.
Makai Martin comes off the screen from Simmons. Excited to see Lyman Simmons and what he does growing under Dave Evans' tutelage.
If only Dave had a resume where he put guys at the next level, huh?
Right.
I feel a lot more comfortable
at a
about it.
high-end next level. I mean, I'd love for that to happen.
We love you, Dave. I'm just kidding.
Dave knows.
Yeah, all right, good.
He knows.
Good.
I'll I'll tell you what he'll learn to do is he'll learn to play much faster. Is timeout on the floor, and we'll be right back here watching the Utah Top 50 on KSLSports.com. Welcome back inside the Utah Top 50. Dusty Lidster and Dane Stewart. I want to thank Athletic Republic for their support of the Utah Top 50. At any age, at any level, basketball is physically demanding sport. By focusing on acceleration, agility, and power, we can give players in every position the tools to be more successful on game day. So, if you hadn't heard, actually, we got a little extended time out here. We'll go a little one more. How about this? Agility and stability. Balance, coordination, and stability are essential for nearly every movement, with or without the ball. Dynamic stability means maintaining body control at all directions and stability under all situations, even at full speed. Our proven progression utilizing plyometric drills, the multi-hip machine, and core technology improves dynamic stability. Okay, I want to thank Athletic Republic for their support.
By the way, we'll thank Odyssey Protein Bars as well. I'm an Odyssey customer. Absolutely love them. You tried them.
I did. I was
taste
very
real,
impressed.
Right? It's not like a chalky, nasty protein bar. It's like
and when
legit.
we say real, like real chocolate, it wasn't chalky, it wasn't gross. Like it wasn't your cocoa that it could be super, super dark.
One day I pulled it out of my warm car, and it was gooey because there's like real chocolate in it. So anyway, Odyssey Protein Bars, there you go. Free.
Support those who support all this. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we go inside at 10 minutes. Jackson Workman works along the baseline. Maybe a little too unselfish there from Jackson. He had an easy two. Gives that one up, and Mendoza tied up.
Yeah, I love Hinckley coming down there on the crash to get that tie up.
So here comes Ace Reiser. We mentioned Ace already with 10 points. I mean, what you would say the first half, if we're going to break this up in quarters by 10 minutes.
Well, on pace for 40 tonight.
Reiser, he gives a little ball fake. He's going to pass it and goes up in the same motion, buries the three. Sorry. You had to catch a little moment there. I saw it, Ace. That was smooth. Makai Martin off on the three, and the rebound taken by the Amigos. And transitional pull up and hit. And for the Amigos, that is number 36, Nash Schroeder. Papa Schroeder in the building.
What do you call that shot? It's not a three. It's not a layup. I don't even know.
I think
it's like I never see that.
I think my grandparents call it the mid-range.
Mid-range.
Apogee, yeah. That's the dream shake. Called properly.
Look,
well done.
If this were the G League, which it no longer is, but if it were, that would fly. But it's not anymore. In fact, did you see the announcement? Maverick Center, the new home of the Utah Stars.
But they're going to learn how to shoot.
They're also going to have cold feet.
Hey, after the NHL was here last week, I think everyone's going to have a little cold feet.
I caught that. Yeah.
Dane and I, one of the first times we shot together was on that floor. It's a nice job reversing scoring there at Mendoza for the Americans. The depth perception you learned to shoot at the East Center.
Back in the Peter T days.
Yes. Remember, was it Lee, Sean Lee, or it was a Lee from
Austin
West?
Lee.
Austin Lee was a football player at Alta, but it was a Lee kid from West that led the state in threes.
Yeah, I don't remember that. But that's okay. I do have a DVD of West from a game we called. So.
Would have been that team, I imagine. That shot didn't go.
For you youngsters, a DVD is kind of like a CD. It's this old archaic.
Your name in both archaic stuff is Garrett now with his second dunk in the first half. Derived from the cassette. You remember cassettes.
Oh, man.
And I say that thing, and they'd be like, what does derived mean? But, no. It's all a little older.
It's crazy, huh?
But, Coach Schroeder's in the building. The coach of Utah Tech.
Did he come say hi to you?
He did not. I was a little focused pregame, as Dane knows.
You're focused mid-game, too.
A certain silver and black team are playing right now is for our season as Garrett gets that one to go.
I mean, is that the Amigos or the Americans, Dusty? Because, we kind of got the...
That's why I did that.
Yeah.
Because I'm cheering for everybody tonight.
Yeah.
Except for a red and gold team. So 13-point lead for the Amigos. And a little whistle on Schroeder. And the words of Meatloaf, you can't do that. As Workman inbounds into Martin. Good ball movement. Send out for three. Smith, his third three.
Oh, how about Reiser going a little football?
Hey, whoop, whoop. Get it down the floor. As Mackay off the bump sends out Smith. Couldn't get number 4. Garrett.
Oh, look at that save. No look.
So much stuff about Isaac Garrett is so different than what we saw a year ago. Is that shot would not drop there for Schroeder.
All he needed was through the legs, and that'd be Gary Payton-esque.
Right. I've been super impressed with Isaac Garrett here in the fall.
Yeah. He does look like a much different player.
Like his athleticism kind of like unlocked. Playing a much different way. Shot won't fall, and Garrett gets the rebound. I mean, I don't think Coach Max will let him do this all that often.
No.
He goes right into Mackay Martin. So we'll have a foul on the drive. Remind you, 2 weeks from now, next week is the boys get a bye week. We'll have the girls' top 50. Right? Or is it next week?
It's next.
Next week.
Yep.
Ooh, girls go on Monday, and then we go
Tuesday.
To the Big House on Tuesday.
Yes, we do.
At Vivint Arena for the championship night at the Utah Top 50.
It'll be the best basketball that arena sees all year.
Hey-o. I'm about saying that. As Mackay Martin knocks down the 3. I mean, there's a partnership at brewing there.
I'm just teasing.
I mean, they could bring us Mocklet. I say it tastes great.
Mocklet?
Mocklet. Friends.
I don't know.
Okay, we'll show.
Right.
As Allen hanging on a pivot, there's moms all over the feed saying, they know. They know. As that one doesn't go, it'll be inbound on the baseline. So we'll continue the match. It's on the scoreboard here inside. 38-29. Inbound into Schroeder. Float it. No. Rebound to Allen. And Allen now was unofficially with 6 points.
Continues his good start. Love the diversity in scoring we've seen from the Amigos. Obviously, Ace Reiser's been big, but Jagger's had a few points. Smith's gotten it going. Allen as well. A lot of depth offensively on display tonight for Anaheim.
Mackay Martin proves just because you're stumbling doesn't mean you're traveling. Able to get that one away. Is Schroeder cut off by Simmons. I'm sure he was used to that from a year ago, both from down at St. George. As Allen comes off the screen, right to the rim. Nice job of being patient.
I kind of set that up with a little hesitation. Jagger outside forces Simmons to really be hesitant on the recovery.
And then with the defense on the other end, Allen. Oh, pirouette to the rim and the finish.
How about the Aviator flying these last couple possessions for the Amigos?
You think he was wearing the baby blue and gold just around the mountain, the way he was handling that one. And Workman off on the 3, and Frankham pulls down the board, and here comes Hinckley and crew. Frankham on the trail. 3 wouldn't fall. Broadbent goes into Simmons. Nice hands there by Frankham. Able to poke it away. Now big man leading the break.
Look at this.
Nice find. Allen, that's always a good decision.
How about the big man showing his craftiness, little ball handling, and the vision to get it underneath for the finish.
If we were doing a little shot chart on Allen, I mean, it'd be all green inside the halo area.
Yeah.
Broadbent, 4-3.
Man, confident. Big run by the Amigos, and Peter Broadbent able to just step right into it, drill it.
This Jackson Smith going to pull up and it lips out, and it's taken down by Simmons. There comes Mekhi Martin. Jackson Workman, cross court, Broadbent, chased off by Hinckley.
Good recovery there by Matani.
Mm-hmm. Martin going one-on-one with Smith, sends to the corner. Broadbent again. Moved without the ball, couldn't get the three to go. Rebound to Allen.
Good idea there. You're using Simmons off that high screen, kind of drift behind it. Just missed it.
Smith can't get that one to drop, and it's Workman pulling down the rebound. Nice ball movement, and Mekhi Martin finishes with the three.
Boy, I thought Broadbent had the opportunity there. Loved the cut without the basketball. Thought he had a shot at the rim, but sends out for the three. It's a new day, Dusty, and the Americans able to hit it.
And Mekhi Martin come off the floor after hitting the three, and it was one of those ones like, finally. I didn't think he's actually shot that bad. I mean, you can tell as he hit it, he's like...
Well, because even last week, right, there were a couple that he missed, and you kind of see the body language like, is one going to fall? And that one did. Good-looking shot.
Frankham sticks with it. Can he get the stat stuffer? No. Still loose. 3 offensive rebounds to Frankham.
I wanted that shot to go in just so he'd get like 3 offensive rebounds and an assist.
There's somewhat Rufus Sprague throwback.
He'd be player of the game.
Absolutely. And talk about the shoes, too. Shot on the way from Smith. No. Frankham with the rebound. Here comes Jackson Smith. Jackson in the lane, turns it over.
Jagger's kicks do match. So, you know, it's a nice ensemble.
Apeth Jang, nice drive and finish.
Well, he really sets that up so well. You've got Brock Mendoza in the paint. Jagger, really tough for him to defend 2 guys. Speaking of.
And Jackson Workman, as the defense kind of fell asleep.
It's been our highest scoring half of the top 50 this year.
Lots of threes and some easy twos. As we're at 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Broadbent can't get it to go. Now do it for the first half. As it is the Amigos 48, the Americans 37. You're watching the Utah Top 50 on KSLSports.com.
Convenient benefits. I love that sound. And now My Style Checking has new features like mobile phone protection, 24/7 telehealth, and my favorite, restaurant discounts. Get the only checking account you truly need and see what's new with My Style at macu.com.
Down the respective brackets. We'll just drive all that.
And welcome back in. Start of the second half here. Game 1 of 3 is our want to do on Monday nights. Dusty Litster, Dane Stewart with you. The Amigos came out, both teams shot the ball really well, but the Amigos a little more consistent with their shots falling, Dane.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they came out a couple early threes by Reiser. We've seen a couple of others have gotten in on the three-ball fun. Jax Allen has been a beast in the paint today. Jagger's been strong in the post as well. You talk about Isaac Garrett, the burst he's come out with. I mean, it's been really a unified effort by the Amigos. And, look, the Americans did a nice job just staying with them. But they're going to have to find some stops if they want to get back in this one.
Franken with the board off the missed three from Reiser. And it's Mendoza coming away with it off the contested shot at the rim. Apith Jang gets by Frankham, can't finish. And it's Garrett claiming the rebound. Nice take by Smith. And a beautiful finish.
I think Jackson Smith gets a lot of credit for running fast breaks and for hitting pull-up J's, right? But that time you see him kind of using his speed, athleticism, delay to help create that driving lane. Love the showing there.
Send that one to the angle. That is Workman. Tries to drop it in. It's Frankham getting around Mendoza. Doesn't happen to hold off that big-bodied 85.
He really does a nice job of keeping that arm out in front, able to deny the entry.
Smith misses on the three. Rebound and run out to Allen. Got Reiser on the trail. Oh, just understood where he was. Reiser did not go to the UCLA fast break spot as Workman cannot hit the transition three to make it hurt. Frankham straight away, back of the rim, and the rebound to Broadbent.
Man, he's taken a lot of I don't want to say a lot. He's taken several threes. I think they've all been just like that, where it's like they're so close. It looks good.
Online, just not dropping.
Yeah.
And the three from Reiser, no. As the buckle is getting beat up right now.
Yeah, cooling off on that, what is that, West End?
So here's Apith Jang going after Smith, sends to the corner, three on the way, and Smith can't get down to drop his. Maybe go back to getting back on the rims around the first half.
I was going to say the three-point shooting was really good in the first half, and right now there's a lid on it.
And if Garrett's not going to get that one to go, I really believe in it. Oh, Frankham with the block. Smith going to challenge the big fella, and he draws the foul. So Mekhi Martin's going to come on for the shooter. Lyman Simmons in the Green Goblin shoes.
First free throw of the night. Those have to be Snow Canyon issued, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's got Doug Meacham written all over it.
Yeah, it does.
One of my favorite texts I've sent. We did so many games with Doug Meacham. When he won that state championship, I was one of my favorite things to send him. How's it feel to wake up a state champion? It's a good moment. As Smith misses on the drive.
A little lefty there. Betrayed. We've gone, 2.5 minutes or so without points?
And Apith Jang was maybe the most difficult of all the shots. The step back, he was still on his toes, trying to get all together and able to hit it. Oh, nice blow by and one.
Man, that hesitation, you just set up Smith to be aggressive on that closeout, and really hard to peel off and not commit that foul. And that's all set up by the drive there. Well done by Jax.
Yeah. So a 13-point lead for the Amigos, and the Americans maybe see if they continue to find things. And Mekhi Martin will go straight away with the three, and he's still not feeling like he's got his shot down. He knew as soon as it went.
That's okay. Russ does that too. It's all right.
Yeah. They just keep swinging.
Yeah.
So he's Reiser. Skip past the corner. It's Hinckley. Off on the three, and the rebound taken by Workman. Saw a publication with a way too early poll. Had Murray number 2 in 5A. Coach Workman put out, hey, guys, you got a target on your back now. Not going to surprise anybody.
Yeah.
Had him ahead of Woods Cross. As Smith going to fall away and knock that down.
Yeah, that's interesting. Who'd they have number 1, Olympus?
I was hoping you looked at it, too. Then you look at number 1. I'm imagining it was Olympus.
Oh, okay.
I didn't look at it to double-check that. But the only other team I think that you would see sneaking there, I mean, it's a publication that I trust for the most part. We sometimes get claimed that it's us and some of the stuff they put up, but it's not. I don't know if they're waiting to release number 1, but the thing I saw only had 2 and 3.
Okay, then.
Apith Ching knocks that down.
It's what's going to make 5A really fun this year because you talk about the only other team. There's a couple. I mean, I think Olympus is going to be really good. Obviously, they're going to miss Wistersill, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a big gap.
Literally.
I think Alta is going to be really strong. They were
Alta's
strong last
really
year.
Good.
But you add in Ace Riser, that's going to be a gritty group. And I think, look, Springville, they returned some guys. I mean, and Coach Snell, he's always got a gritty bunch.
And you're missing 2 more teams. Timpview, year 2 under...
They'll return James Rust.
We're returning Rust. Year 2 under Izzy. And then you got year 3 of Quincy Lewis at Lehigh. And Ruffner and Lewis and look, so many dudes.
I know Lehigh's probably going to be like, no. Maybe take your lump year last year, right? So many times where you saw like Cooper Lewis, right, where it's like he's a little undersized, and yet he would still score 15, 18, 20. That was kind of a building year, right? Yep. And so what steps can they take this year? I feel like 5A is going to be an absolute blast. Maybe the deepest we've seen that classification in a long time.
Well, as Makai Martin on the drive-in block by Garrett. Rebound to Simmons as he puts that one up and in for the Americans. I think that 6A is the same way, though. It's almost like the football season. There's not a clear-cut runaway team that's just going to go, at least obviously, go kill everybody.
Yeah, and for me, I feel like 6A has really good individual talent on the rosters, whereas 5A, it's like you got 2 and 3 guy teams, right? Like the construct of the team is very different. I agree where I think it's going to be a wide-open classification. I mean, you think of like Cypress, you've got 3 guys there that people are aware of. But you think of corner, and it's like, well, you got Kozlowski. And I know there's other guys there too, right? But he's kind of the name with it. You think of PG, Isaac Garrett, right? Like there's a lot of kind of single names as opposed to 3 deep. But we'll see, obviously. There's right around the corner.
Yeah, just a few weeks away. Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back. You're watching Utah Top 50.
Hi, I'm Lizzie from the Food Nanny. I recently got a My Style checking account. It's the perfect blend of rewards and convenient benefits. I love that sound. And now My Style checking has new features like mobile phone protection, 24/7 telehealth, and my favorite, restaurant discounts. Get the only checking account you truly need and see what's new with My Style at macu.com.
So out of the timeout, Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart with you here. Second half, Utah Top 50. Game 1 of 3 tonight. Smith, that was beautifully set up on the give and go. Just couldn't quite complete it. Inside to Frankham. Lefty won't drop, and the rebound taken by Workman. Simmons sends out Broadbent. Now Workman. Jackson. I don't know if I've seen him miss this many shots in a row. Hinckley.
Can't remember the last time either.
And Hinckley with the great move, and again has been the phrase tonight is great move, can't finish it. And then the easy 2 there for Reiser. And that one is short. Is nice. Well, thought it was initially a nice look, but a great steal, even better.
Yeah, Smith kind of slips in there unseen. He could be a Milford man, unseen, unheard, just pilfers that away.
Well, very good.
Yeah.
Speaking of your Milford man, got a big one this week.
Have we talked about that reference?
The
Milford
show.
man?
Yeah.
But do you know where that comes from? I can't tell because you're very distracted right now.
Sorry. Yeah, we've got some life stuff happening, but we're okay.
Arrested Development.
Yeah, Arrested Development. I knew that.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
I thought that's what I said, Arrested Development. Did I say that?
I just heard you say the show. I was like, well, our show or what show? Or MLB? Like we're talking baseball all of a sudden? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
As Mekhi Martin hands off the Broadbent on the handoff. And now Smith back out Broadbent. Workman. Now Broadbent mishandled the pass taken by Reiser. Oh, nice pass. Schroeder, extra one to Hinckley, who lays it in.
Yeah, nice unselfish play there. Could have gone up, looked for contact. I think there would have been some. There you go.
Mekhi Martin. And it always feels good when it goes down. You always get a much better reaction when it goes down. Then you just got to speak positive to yourself. Like, all right, I'm going now. As come back as Frankham puts that one in, and we're at our media timeout. As we'll be right back here watching the Utah Top 50 on KSLSports.com.
Hi, I'm Lizzie from the Food Nanny. I recently got a My Style checking account. It's a perfect blend of rewards and convenient benefits. I love that sound. And now My Style checking has new features like mobile phone protection, 24/7 telehealth, and my favorite, restaurant discounts. Get the only checking account you truly need and see what's new with My Style at macu.com.
So welcome back, Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart. After the media timeout, remember, it's our first game of 3. So we do 3 games every week. The next week is the Top 50 next. And then the following week, Monday night, will be Girls' Night on Monday night. And then Tuesday, championship games at Vivint. Nice big boy take there by Broadbent.
Yeah, going right up against the big man in the paint, and Broadbent able to capitalize despite contact. I'm really excited for the girls' top 50. That's been something that they were teasing last year. They wanted to be able to grow into that. This year, they didn't know if they had enough interest, but as it's gone on, they've been able to get enough interest. And so I can't wait. That's going to be absolutely fantastic as this showcase continues to grow.
Kaylee, I'll throw some names I believe. I think we should see. I think we should see Kaylee Wilson. I think we should see Nawahine. I think we should see, there's a bunch of names.
Just take Lone Peak. Bring Lone Peak.
Get the whole crew up here. I believe it's
That's one team, right? We can spread it out if we want to.
Lone Peak versus the state.
Well, that's going to be 6A this year, so
that is true.
Yeah.
Fremont, I imagine I'll have some Fremont girls. By the way, can we, while we're talking girls basketball, we've got to just give a lot of love and a shout out to Maggie Mendelson, who would be here in 2 weeks playing the top 50, the girls' side.
Instead, she decided to go play college.
Reclassified. She's starting on the volleyball team at Nebraska and playing really, really well, too, I might add. She's had a terrific start.
You could say she's killing it.
Yeah. And blocking.
And that's no dig.
Yeah. We used to do some volleyball coverage. Yeah, Dane, right on with the puns.
Until we had a parent get all up, and then it was like,
no.
you know.
It wasn't worth it after
That's why
that.
we say be nice.
This is where that came from, was
Yeah.
be nice.
Yeah.
As Jackson Smith misses on the 3, Mendoza with the rebound. Just remember, we love covering high school sports and putting a spotlight on kids. And it's not about Dane and I. It really isn't. As Lyman Simmons fouled on the floor before the dunk attempt. You know, we might joke and share little things here and there, but it's, when you broadcast for 4 hours and something's happened.
Yeah.
Makai Martin triggers into Simmons, sends out Broadbent, going to drive right to the rim, blocked away by Garrett.
You know, the other thing I'd say about Isaac Garrett, and tell me if I'm wrong, Dusty, I feel like Isaac Garrett has shown a more propensity to play in the paint in the showcase than what we saw last year, too. I felt like he was much kind of a wing perimeter guy last year. Whereas, man, that's not what he's been here at the top 50 this year.
Hey, he's got bounce to him.
Yeah.
He's springy, as some people would say. And I think his shot looks cleaner this year. He's put in the work. I think it's obvious. I mean, the quote dodgeball, it's got to be the hair. Look at it. It's feathery and flowing.
He's going to be able to walk into most gyms and just say, I'm better than you, and I know it. You know, he's probably the leader of his friend group, too. I mean,
definitely.
Yeah.
He's their Chachi. Send on the angle, Apith Jang. Out top, Makai Martin off the screen from Simmons. Free throw line, Jay is there for Martin. 67-54 as Jackson Smith off the buckle. And the rebound in the hands of Apith Jang. Oh, nice drive, and we got a foul as we dip inside the 6-minute mark. So, one shot for 2 points here for Broadbent.
Peter's going to have a new coach at Skyline this year, and tell you that's going to be a sleeper team to watch out for, and not just because of what we've seen from Broadbent and Golesis here in the top 50, but you talk about a coach is going to come in, bring some schemes, really teach kids how to play the game.
Tell people who it is.
Well, I've got to go and do.
You remember?
I think I remember who it is, but I don't remember the first name.
Well, that's why I was letting you do it, because I was trying to make sure I wasn't wrong.
I think it's Gardner, former assistant,
former head coach at Juan Diego.
Yeah, and
Tim Gardner,
and that's it, Tim Gardner. I couldn't remember the first name, but yeah,
I couldn't remember the last name, and let me a bit early. So we had
the first name, I got the last name. I think he's going to be really, really good there. So
a long time up at the Hill.
Yeah,
going to be very interesting. He didn't give a press conference like Charlie Weiss did back in the day. He did not say they'd have a schematic advantage in every game they play.
but they will.
But they will.
Maybe not against Olympus, right? That'd be a fun battle.
That'd be quite the gauntlet.
Maybe we'll have to see if we can go do that one, eh?
Yeah, especially at Skyline. As Apith Jang on the baseline, he was fouled on the drive. I think it's a good call. Took a little shove to the back before the pass. So in the hands now, Martin. Makai, not good hands there by Reiser.
How about Makai able to keep it, though?
Mendoza popped away from behind by Smith, and a loose ball taken by the Amigos. Allen, Purdy. That's Reiser laying that one up and in. Beautiful pass from Allen.
Well, and how about it all starts with the defense of Jackson Smith, able to get the steal and get that thing out in transition. Love the vision, and Reiser able to finish.
And Makai Martin on the drive and the lay-in.
And that's where I feel like Mackay, even back to his days as a freshman, has a knack to get at the rim. We've seen him take a lot of threes in the top 50, but man, use that driving ability, and I think that's going to be an aspect that he can bring to Layton with KJ Miller and with Brock Mendoza. It's going to make them tough. We talk about a lot of 6A teams have a lot of individual talent. Layton does have a trio that they can really bring into the year.
And can they all just come together there?
Yeah. Yep.
Because in their own region, you're going to have the Hanson and Fremont. You're going to have there. Davis will play good team basketball. Is a +1 there for Jax Allen.
They will also have a decisive home court advantage because I love that Layton gym. I love that Layton gym.
As long as they get not that it's wanting to come back, but the Layton band right by our ears when we go do the games there, that'd be great.
I'll tell you this, that gym gets loud.
So it was funny. I had someone messaging or hitting us up on Twitter as I mentioned or shared that games will be at Vivint, and they said we'll play longer. It's one of the shorter courts left in the gym as well.
Layton?
Yeah, Layton, Viewmont, Cypress, Highland. That one goes inside out. Whoa, Garrett wanted to go after a little jackknife up and in there. Isaac Garrett wasn't putting that on display a year ago.
We're talking, huh?
Man.
That thing got serious real fast from Isaac Garrett.
He wanted that, man. And he put on the jet pack and went.
Look, that might be good enough to make our football top 5 plays.
Right. It was really close. Hey, he might get on You Got Mossed. As nice take and finish there by Frankham. And he gets the +1. So 84-58. That one won't go. As Garrett bumped by Mackay Martin.
I was going to say Mackay was picking up the defensive intensity there.
So inside of a minute left here in game 1. Remember, game 2 be coming right up after a short break. And as drop it inside, Frankham left a little short rebound there to Simmons. Simmons sends ahead to Martin. Inside of 30 seconds left. Mackay pulls for 3. Won't go. Rebound to Garrett, who's been all over. Reiser. Beautifully done. Kiss it out the window.
He scored at every level tonight.
His final seconds will trickle down. We'll have Dane's selection of the player of the game. And get ready for game 2. As Smith can't get that one to drop. It was a hot start on both sides of the floor, but it was too much of the Amigos. Amigos 86, Americans 58. Dane, your selection of a player of the game.
Well, he didn't score 40 tonight, but still really strong. I'm going to go with Ace Reiser. I thought he was fantastic from the get-go. Really continued the offensive scoring throughout. Move the basketball. I'll go with Ace Reiser.
Ace Reiser. Nice selection. And again, our final score, the Amigos 86, the Americans 58. And game 1 of 3 here tonight on the Utah Top 50 for Austin Bigelow, Kimball Bigelow, Dane Stewart. I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and watching KSL Sports Rewind's coverage at the Utah Top 50. And welcome back in game 2. Dusty Lister and Dane Stewart, the Tropics taking on the Colonels. And just so you know, that's not the Flint Tropics, it's the Flint. We'll fix that. So the Tropics have been one of the most impressive teams thus far.
They have, and for me, it's all because of 77. I love what we have gotten to see from Brock Felder. He's got it now. But then you mix in little Q Meza, and you've got yourself a team that can put up a lot of points.
On the other end, just couldn't get that lob to go down for Tyler Christensen, who has just been a bundle of energy these 2 weeks, or probably the last 4 weeks.
You want to talk about kids who can score it? Oh, Erickson, take it away.
Felder. Oh, he showed mercy.
Yeah, it's no mercy.
No mercy. The way of the fist, man. Into the corner. Christensen for 3.
There you go, Tyler Christensen. Able to knock that one down. Good to see him get a nice start tonight. The Cedar Valley Aviator, his teammate Jax Allen had a nice game in Game 1.
So 8:45 left in the opening moments as that's outside the Q Mesa. Felder from the junction and got it.
The old Q to Brock connection. Connected on that play.
I drove by Parowan twice in the last 48 hours.
How'd it look?
Yeah, it looked good. Felt Brock Felder's presence there. There's something just felt different here.
Still waiting to see him in a football box score.
Very disappointed. The kid would be, let's put it this way, he'd have opportunities. He's got opportunities here, but he'd have opportunities there. As outside, Lind sends out Felder. And how about that one? Big fella knocks down the 3.
We've seen him be more of an inside presence through the first couple of weeks of the top 50. You can see in this matchup, he has been keyed on trying to get that outside shot to go.
And on the other end was Whitehead. Braden Whitehead's had a good top 50. And we'll stay here. So Q Mesa leaves that one on the angle. The 3 rattles in and out.
Half down for Robinson.
Transition 3 won't fall in for Barnes. Or probably that was Erickson. Now on the run. Duft had that one tapped away. And Erickson to Christensen. And Q Mesa with the rebound.
Bit of a cool start here. Both teams trying to take advantage of quick opportunities. Haven't really gotten in the flow yet. Oh, good find.
Felder crawls in.
How about the vision there of Easton Duft, the sophomore, able to find the big man. Nice little wraparound pass there. And Brock with the finish.
And now Jordy Barnes for 3. The future Utah State Aggie.
Look, I don't think last week or this week he's hit a 3 from inside of 23 feet. He's been practicing that college three-pointer.
He's been Jeremy Dowdell style.
Yeah.
Good to see Matt here tonight. As he was signing autographs and talking to fans and kissing babies and all kinds of stuff down there after his round of golf got over.
I'm going to say still waiting for him to come and say hi.
I know.
Matt. Coach Schroeder, he did turn around and wave. It was good to see him. It's been a while. He's looking
looking
good.
You said we were friends.
Yeah.
As the free throw is good. As Felder's free throws are about as consistent as Carlson's field goals for the Raiders. As Barnes sends back up top for Erickson. And Erickson fouled on the drive.
Which is much better than Amendola's field goals for the Cardinals. So,
ooh, yeah. Or who was the kicker for? It was a Cardinals kicker. That was Amendola.
That was rough.
Yeah, we'll talk about this later. 3's up there for Christensen.
We know late game management. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Know what down it is, and Erickson knocks down the 3. 11-9. Colonels lead the Tropics into the corner. Duft for 3.
Had a kid.
Well, this game's feeling a lot like the beginning of our last game. And then one team was able to sustain their offense. As Jordy Barnes straight away up, ball is halfway down, rattles out. Whitehead with the rebound. He'll send back out. And that 3 is too strong from Swiggett. I love the ball fake, sends out to Lind for 3. It was short. And rebound to Erickson. The Syracuse Titan sends out to Christensen. Christensen drives the base, left it a little too sharp. And rebound in the hands of Felder.
Good work there by Christensen. He's really probably been the best offensive player here for the Colonels to start. That one just got caught under the rim.
As on the baseline and left short there by Robison. And inside, reverse it, and Swiggett scores it.
Nice reverse there by Swiggett. I was going to say, we're in danger of having Happy Gilmore come out here and ask if these rims are regulation size. It's been tough scoring.
Oh, there you go,
a little floater.
Q
Not the first time we've seen that.
No. He's so crafty, so good with the basketball. Swiggett. Speaking of crafty, who is that? Is that Stockton down there? No, I'm not going that far.
That was a nifty gifty right there.
Love nifty gifties. So 15-14 Colonels lead.
Of course, October, a great time for crafts and crafty play.
Yeah,
You're going to have a decorated doorstep.
Why am I blanking on Stockton's last name, the former Lone Peak point guard? You were Ashworth. I liked Stockton. 3 on the way from Q is good. Chantry Ross, sorry.
Yeah,
Chantry
I was like
Ross.
Stockton. You were throwing me all sorts. I was like
Chantry.
Stockton short. Like I was all sorts of confused.
Chantry Ross. It was all the same era. As that one, the pull up and good there for Erickson. Tied at 17.
Yeah, starting to see the tempo here pick up. Offensive, finding a little more rhythm.
Q, Duff, now straight away. Robison. Robison again for the deep 3. Grazes the rim, and it's out of bounds. We'll go back down the floor with the Tropics, or probably with the Colonels.
Bendiger had that one all sized up, in good positioning there, and of course Jackson McKee coming on the floor as well. There's a football player, all number 71.
Erickson sends out. Staley send to the corner, and out of bounds is McKee. Big win for his Bees last week.
Yeah, boy, and I love that. Isaac Staley's used to throwing completions, and that time he just turns around, gives it to Jackson in the corner, but just stepped out of bounds. Good look, though.
It was like an easy bubble screen just to get him in rhythm. And we called it last week, say, hey, McKee has a good Monday, the Bees have a good Friday. Both were true.
Yep.
It was on KSL Sports last week on the Game Night Live Game of the Week. Barnes just keep on spinning, and Bettinger was the intended target on that one. Center of the corner, McKee to Staley, and Isaac Staley, 4-3.
He's going to have a lot of those opportunities this year when you talk about Lone Peak, right? The ball movement, setting up the extra pass, getting it to Staley, able to hit that 3. This Lone Peak group this year, it's going to be a, I don't want to say by committee approach, but they got a couple guys, including Swig, who's on the floor in this matchup, where they can really start to score off of each other with good ball movement.
Well, they absolutely do, and he and Chamberlain Burgess are going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I forgot about Chamberlain. You're right.
Both of them super young. Play on the same AAU team in the summer as well. Is Lind for 3. Oh. Man. Ron Artest never shot the ball that well in number 37. But how about that one from Lind? Timeout as we go to the media timeout. You're watching the Utah Top 50 on KSLSports.com. Welcome back in. Dusty Litster, Dane Stewart with you here at the Utah Top 50. I want to thank the Athletic Republic for being supporters of the Utah Top 50 and these youngsters and being showcased.
Ooh. Boy, I love the pick and roll there. McKee had the paint wide open, just too strong on it.
So we'll come back the other way with the Tropics as Robinson. Man, that was the slow Euro on that one. Couldn't get it to fall.
Boy, an active hands there by Tyler Christensen, too. He was all over that.
Swigert up top, Christensen. Been active here in the first half and a little too strong on that one. We're fouling the rebound there to McKee.
You know, we probably need Brock Felder. I think we've talked about this, but we need him to go a little tennis and give a little hi-ya whenever there's a rebound, right?
Yeah. As he faces up, and there you go. Gets that one to drop. Tied up at 22.
I don't know if he scored at the rim yet. I think everyone's been
I don't think so, yeah.
away from the rim for Brock in this contest. How about Q with a board? Really underrated element of Mesa's game. More than just scoring. You talk about the free throws, you talk about the three. Good assist man. He was one of the top rebounders for Cypress last year. This young man loves to have the basketball and does whatever he can to get it.
Lynn gets that ball slapped away from behind. Nice contest there by Staley. Swigert on the run. Give it up to Bettinger. With a little sharp there. Mason hanging in the paint. Can't get it to go. McKee comes in for the board. Sends out Swigert. Here comes Staley. Down the lane. And Staley fouled there by Felder. And put Ike Staley at the line. 1 for 2.
You know, Ike Staley doesn't appear to be one of the thickest kids on the floor, but you love to see him attacking the rim like that. I think last year we talked about his shot, and even earlier he's going to have opportunities off of that kick for three, but if he can get the drive going, it feels like last year's freshman, he kind of stayed on the outside a lot.
Yeah.
Man, if he can penetrate, isn't afraid to go in and get contact, boy, that can really be a nice element added to his game.
Robinson on the drive. Bettinger there to disrupt the shot. Comes off the mark. Here's Swigert. And the mid-range J won't go. His Lone Peak teammate with the board blocked away by Felder. Robinson gives that one up to Meza. Meza blocked by Bettinger. Felder with the follow and one.
That's one you could hear throughout the gym. Mason rattled the backboard pretty good. But Felder able to come with the offensive board and put back. And well, this one, bit of a battle here, Dusty.
Yeah, as Felder went after that one, and Swigert gets it to go. But that was a foul on Felder. Go back to that one. If you're at the Lifetime Gym, no one would let it go. But here at the Lifetime Activity Center, we got officials. We're ready to.
Yeah.
Call your own fouls. Like, what?
I was never good at that because I had a different standard of foul than everybody else.
I just looked at him. All right, you want to get at it. Just swig it.
Well, the Colonels with the lead. Boy, it felt like Flint was finding their rhythm. And now the Colonels coming right back.
Swiggett was going to get a little fancier there with the pass. Bettinger able to track it down. Christensen backs out to the corner, misses on the three. McKee with the board. McKee back up, blocked by Felder, but maybe got him there. And it'll be McKee going to the line, 1 free throw for 2 points.
And I don't know if this is founded or not, but we talked about Isaac Staley just a couple of possessions ago, really driving into the middle, looking for contact. McKee there, not intimidated by the presence of Felder. Both football players and have football in their backgrounds, I should say. And you see that kind of resonate here on the hardwood as well.
Now, we're assuming that Felder played.
No, I meant McKee.
Well, McKee plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
McKee and Staley.
Oh, my bad.
Was the other one.
My
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good.
As Felder rattles out the triple. Whitehead with the rebound. Now here comes Swiggett. Leaves it for Staley on the trail.
Bam.
Coming mid-yawn.
Isaac, man.
Coach Ross will welcome that.
He's got to be excited, right?
He will welcome it. So a 6-point lead here for the Colonels. We saw the Tropics at their first loss last week. There's Robinson. Good hands there by Bettinger, and he tried to help the official, but he said, no, thank you.
It's one of the elements for Mason Bettinger. Such a good offensive player. Really seen him, in my opinion, the last 2 weeks really pick up his defensive intensity in the top 50, and great to see. Really rounding out into a complete player on both ends of the floor.
Oh, nice drive and finish there by Christensen as the Colonels extend their lead to 8 points.
Tropics have gone dry here, and you wonder if there's a chance for Q, who's got it right now, to just try to get something.
Send out to Lind from the corner.
Best offensive game for Sam Lind here tonight?
Either tonight or last week, he had a couple of shots, and then it kind of went cold for the Tropics. Has come back on the other end, and that one, as Christensen able to get the foul. But yeah, right up there, a couple threes. Last week was the mid-range stuff from 37. Been disconnecting for a little while now.
Yeah, connecting and disconnecting.
Yeah.
And
imagine if your relationship status is kept updating like that for everybody to see.
Mine used to, yeah. It's frustrating.
I'll tell you what, between Jax Allen and Christensen, I am really excited to see Cedar Valley basketball this year.
They could be really tough. Really tough.
Yeah. Being highly disappointed if they're not as competitive as I think they could and should be with the way they have played here in the fall. Barnes' pass off the mark, looking for Christensen as we go back down the floor with the Tropics. As we near the 3-minute mark, remember we have another game coming up. At the conclusion of this one, we'll have the Chaparrals and the Washington Caps. And then a bye week for our 6 teams that have been playing this fall. We'll have the next week. Is that 3 for Robinson is good. And now they found someone again.
Yeah, still just a little bit of a, I don't know, maybe a bit of a stall where it feels like just isn't quite gelling. Nice offensive board there.
Nice block by Felder.
That's the thing, right, is if you can play good defense, it keeps you in a lot of games while your offense kind of works through some of those moments where it just maybe isn't all in sync, and they've done that. They've rebounded the ball pretty well. They've held the Colonels here to 35 and just kind of wait for that offense to refine its rhythm.
Well, so one of the things that's interesting about basketball is if you go play defense, your defense leads to your offense.
Yeah.
As a team and as an individual, too. It's just pick up that effort. It's like cold calling in sales. No one wants to do it. But
right.
Best salesmen are good at it.
Can you imagine if Smith Snowden played basketball, defense leading the offense? I mean, that's like free 25 points. The way he picks off passes, huh?
Then I think he might end up being the fastest guy we've ever seen from end to end, pushing on Jones. As Wyatt just got that one to go. Didn't want to. It went kicking and screaming, but it stayed down.
I have a random thought, but I won't bug our viewers with that. We probably irritated them enough already.
Yeah.
We'll have that conversation at halftime.
How about Mike Saunders back in? That'd probably be the fastest I've seen with my own eyes.
Yes.
End to end.
Undoubtedly.
Is Lynn.
Oh, I thought it was going to go.
Haven't seen Coach Smith walk in yet tonight. And Lind hits the 1 for 2. And the Tropics make it a 4-point game. Send out Erickson for 3. Pure.
Nothing but net for Caden Erickson. We talk about expect big things from him this year. Man, that's a dialed-in shot. Well, he hasn't looked for his shot tonight either.
Meza.
Let's get a little three-point contest going, shall we?
Welcome it here in the last 20 seconds. Christensen's going to go at Duft. Leaves it for the trailing Whitehead. A little strong on the J. 10 seconds here for Meza. Erickson wanting the defensive challenge here with Q. Sends out Robinson. 3 won't go. Rebound to Staley, and that'll do it for the first half. We go to the break. It's the Colonels 40, Tropics 36. You're watching the Utah Top 50 on KSLSports.com.
Hi, I'm Lizzie from the Food Nanny. I recently got a My Style checking account. It's a perfect blend of rewards and convenient benefits. I love that sound. And now My Style checking has new features like mobile phone protection, 24/7 telehealth, and my favorite, restaurant discounts. Get the only checking account you truly need and see what's new with My Style at macu.com.
Just trying to wake everybody back up a little. Enter Sandman, which is kind of funny because he puts people to sleep. The antithesis.
I don't know how that song could do that, but, yeah.
Never. But how about first half for the Colonels? It was a great – we kind of break this up in 5-minute segments. That 15-5, the segment was really, really good for the Colonels.
Yeah, it was. Really started to find themselves. I thought the ball movement was pretty good. And, I think really made life difficult for the Tropics. And even now, everything's kind of on the outside for Flint there. Nothing they can really do to penetrate it, and ends up in a breakout here for the Colonels.
That's a long ways to go down there for the post player, McKee. Get down to his ankles. They're trying to get to that ball. It will stay here, though. As it'll be Jordy Barnes inbounding here for the Colonels. Erickson drives on Meza. Oh, nice ball move. Couldn't finish it, but the follow from McKee and one.
That's why you always crash the rim, right? You just never quite know what opportunities are going to exist there. And McKee not giving up on the play does a great job. Staying with it, getting the board and the putback and the foul.
So on the angle here with
we had one of the organizers up here with us at the break, talked about really the desire to have kids talk more and communicate more, really help lead the floor offensively and defensively. Opportunity for these young men as we've got another week to show that a little bit more, showcase that more here in the top 50 is back-to-back buckets. Felder on the one end and then the three.
Felder with his first finish at the rim and a big-time finish. And then the three for Erickson as that shot won't fall. And the rebound in the hands of Bettinger. Swing it ahead to Erickson, who's now got 5 points coming out the break. And I think every week we talk about the Ericksons have a big year in Region 1. He's going to have to for the Titans, who made that shocking run the state tournament a year ago as Robinson pulls up and hits. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back. So at the timeout. Oh. We got to get the clock was running during our break here. So we'll get it synced up at the bottom of the minute as Mason Bettinger hits for three.
Defense kind of gets lost off that screen. Mason left alone. One of the things we learned last year, you leave Mason alone, and he'll make you pay for it.
And a lot of times even put a hand in his face. There's Lind. Oh, has that one stolen away by Barnes. Jordy on the run and a lay-in.
I see the Colonels here. Talk about ramping up defensive pressure, staying on it, staying with it, transitioning that into points.
And the three. There probably has a long two there from Robinson.
Yeah, he's had a couple good looks from range, but that one finished well. There's going to be the goaltend. You want to play in the first half with the most rebounds, Dusty?
Hugh Mesa.
Yes. We talked about it. Good to see you were paying attention. Preston hasn't been distracting you too much, which is awesome. But, yeah, how about that? The point guard leading the way off the glass. We talked about his propensity to do so, doing it here tonight.
This means he's involved in the game, not just getting stuck watching the paint dry. As Felder fouls McKee.
Which is interesting because the paint's already dry. You don't even have to. It's done. It's done. Right?
Well, that's why you don't get caught.
Exactly. Yeah.
Don't get caught. So a 10-point lead here for the Colonels. They swig it off the inbound from Staley. Got it.
Another long ball from a Lone Peak Knight. Yeah, good defense there. How about Christensen?
Yeah. Again, if the Aviators are not
well, and look, you look at that region. It'll be Region 7. You'll have Payson, Hillcrest, Cottonwood, Stansbury, Tooele. That's a region. They should be competing for a region championship, right? We've seen kids from those other programs here in the top 50, but I mean, there's no reason why that Aviator group can't be near the top of that bunch.
Mesa goes after McKee, sends out to Felder. Rockoff on the triple. Here from Swiggett. Back in. It's Mason Bettinger. Quick setup for the three. Won't go, and the rebound in the hands of Lind. And Bettinger goes after that ball, trying to get an extra possession. And Gatorade's good. Mason's good.
Just glad they didn't spill that. Hate to stain this brand new floor before the Bruins ever play on it, huh?
Yeah, it's the only thing I thought of when Doc Rivers and the Celtics won the NBA Finals. That they hit him with the red Gatorade on the floor. It was interesting. Never seen that.
Well,
I've also never seen a player act like his leg is going to be amputated and come back in 5 minutes. But
Boston sports are special, Dusty.
They are. As that won't go, and the rebound to Swiggett. Nice drive by Christensen. Will pull up and hit with a floater.
Man, I'm really surprised. The Colonels have themselves a 15-point lead, and it's just been that kind of a ball game. I mean, Flint felt like they were kind of hanging early. We talked about it was just kind of out of rhythm, and it wasn't really settling for both. But, man, the Colonels have really found their mojo, and it's been impressive tonight.
Nice extra pass there from Swiggett. Give it up to Whitehead. And the Colonels, we made the joke about the phone thing. I mean, they've stayed connected. They've been connected on both ends of the floor.
Yeah. Well, and even that, I mean, you've got defensive help coming over from Felder to take away the driving lane. It just allows the backside to be open. No help there. Easy finish for Whitehead.
Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back. You're watching the Utah Top 50. .06 left. And it has been all Colonels. Remember, we had a hot start at the end of this game. Both teams were going, and much like last game, one team just stayed more connected. Their offense has stayed more balanced. As Bettinger misses on that one, here comes Meza. Q send the corner, Duft. 4-3.
And, you know, Duft has a couple threes in this contest, but that's what you're going to see from Q a lot this year at Cypress. And he's got guys in Diego Mulford that can hit that shot. He'll also have a big run on the floor with him with Jackson Justice Fobbs. I mean, he's going to have a lot of kids around him. That's what's going to make Cypress to be a top 3, top 5 team in 6A this year, even preseason. But the way that Q has been playing tonight, that's really how he plays on his varsity squad. And it's what I think makes him a really fantastic player, because he probably hasn't shot as much tonight as he normally does.
Yeah.
He's going to be finishing with 20 a game and having 6 dimes plus 8 rebounds.
Right. And here's their part. He's going to have to. They do have a good team, not as deep as some of these other squads they're going to go up against as far as talent goes. And so they need him. And here's their part. It's not new to him. This is me his 4th year of living that life.
See, and I think you could argue Cypress might have one of the stronger starting 5s in all of 6A, but I think their bench is going to be short. And so they're going to need their starting 5 to play a lot of minutes and to make big contributions night in, night out. And I think that, you know, the point you're making there is that he's got to show up every night and have that kind of a night to help that starting 5 really carry the load.
And the next part is the fouls. I mean, the one thing we learned in basketball is
they don't call it like this in the regular season.
No. When the guys in the black and white have an off night too, because they can, and it happens. They may not admit it, but it's true. And it makes it a long night for everybody. Like we've seen if you're watching national television at the moment.
Oh, man, Q. How about him sticking with that play? Here come the Tropics, Dusty. All of a sudden, it feels like they're getting a little bit of rhythm, and it's really been getting out on the run, pushing up the floor quickly, and getting opportunities.
Yeah, as all Felder. That official's not buying him a drink after the game, but that was pretty good. He roofed it. Put him at that 4-meter line, fall away there from Bettinger.
How about Bettinger? It almost looked like Q was trying to set up the charge, which they're not going to call in the top 50. And Bettinger just curls right around it, squares up, hits it.
Robinson, 4-3.
I'll tell you what, been maybe his best offensive performance of the top 50.
The second half.
Yes.
First half, the shot wasn't dropping. He stayed with it. Getting the look, knocking it down. Here comes Bettinger. Sends out to Staley. Then the 3 lips out, rebound to Felder.
They can pull within single digits here.
And a double dribble there on Robinson.
Oh, come on, ref. Let him play.
He does the same thing when he runs cameras. Just takes charge.
Comes walking in, thinks he knows everything, wearing sunglasses, acting all Mr. Cool-like.
We joke because Doug Jardine is part of our Rewind crew.
Love Doug.
You might remember him from the news on Channel 4, KTVX.
Yeah.
Back in the day. And timeout on the floor for the media timeout. We'll be right back. You're watching Utah Top 50. So out of the media timeout, Dusty Lister and Dane Stewart with you. Quickly ahead, Erickson sends out Swigert. Now Jordy Barnes. Float it, score it.
That ball started with Jordy, worked through 3 other teammates, came back to him, and able to get the points in the paint. I was just thinking it had been a while since we've seen Jordy really look for his shot, and it's been even a longer time since we've seen him settle for a 2. So,
well, that's the option you've got to go with is Felder. A series of moves, leaves that one short and to the right.
Good defense by Whitehead. Young man played a lot of JV last year for the Miners. Going to have a lot of varsity minutes this year.
Long 3 for Jordy Barnes.
Yeah, that's more what we've seen from Jordy here in the top 50. That shot right there.
And Matt not even giving him the Titan triple chant.
He didn't even smile.
He didn't even break stride in his conversation.
It looks like he may have a look on his face like, I can't believe it.
Q misses on the 3. So here's a state champion, Jordy Barnes. Come off the pick. Sends back out, swig it. And the 3 won't go. Quick the other way, Meza. Now Robinson.
I'm looking right now. Do the Tropics not have a bench? I'm just realizing that.
They don't. They're going all 5. So Lind left that one short. Quickly ahead. Erickson with the flush.
There you go. Caden showing he can elevate as substitutions coming to the table for the Colonels.
And then out of bounds. It's a war of attrition tonight.
Yeah. You know, we talk about a couple of items that the top 50 administrators really pushing, things they're hearing from coaches. We talked about communication a little bit earlier. The other one is kind of ball movement, right? Sharing the basketball, moving around, moving without the basketball, but really just being engaged on both ends of the floor. As Jordy trying to go with a tough reverse there. Nice putback. Items that's hard to do when you don't have a bench.
Right.
When you're going a full 40 minutes up and down the floor, and the speed and tempo that we've seen here tonight.
And they've just been left out on the floor. It's a fun game, but not a lot of fun when you can't just get a break and you're playing 98 feet. As that shot won't fall for Robinson. Quick on the other end, Christensen with the finish.
Yeah, early leak out, just like a Ford Pinto down the floor and up and in.
Nice.
You like that?
Yeah. Here comes Robinson. Felder, turnaround, lips out. And here comes Jordy Barnes.
Is that not kicking the ball?
About to ask our official. Oh, nice find. Bettinger gives it back up to Whitehead. Challenge at the rim, and it crawls in.
Just like they drew it up. Throw it off the shoe, then baseline.
Just like the MJ versus Bird commercials. And there's a dunk from Bettinger.
And this is one where you see a lot of leak outs, and you wonder if they'll decide to call this game a little early.
And we had that last week.
Yep.
Here's Robinson. Step back to an open 3. Won't go. Rebound to Barnes. He gets out ahead to Erickson. Erickson to a cutting Whitehead. Misses on the dunk. And Robinson on the drive, and he's fouled. Put him at the line for a free throw for 2 points.
You know, we talk about a tough night for Flint, obviously. But, man, Robinson, he's probably been their best offensive player. We've seen Q really initiate a lot. But Robinson tonight has hit a couple big threes. Love the, attack the rim on that play. Get an opportunity to head to the line. It's been a good night for Zach.
So the free throw good. 83-60. Bettinger off the angle, back rimmed. Rebound, and now a foul. So put Christensen at the line. Mentioned young man's had a fun night tonight. He's had a great top 50s. He misses on the free throw. McKee with the rebound, and thought maybe the pump fake button got stuck for a second.
You know, that's the tough thing. I mean, you look at this Colonels group. It's like, well, who's your player of the game? You can make a case for 4 different people. The way that they've had the balance tonight.
Oh, hard take, and then Felder with the finish.
Again, that's Robinson who's driving to the rim, hoping to really create the offense, and Felder on the follow.
Oh, nice extra pass, and McKee lays it up.
How about a no-look leave for your big man? Jordy Barnes showing that eyes through the back of those lovely locks of his.
Pull up for Robinson, won't go. Staley with the board and the run out. And Staley left it short. Bettinger there for the putback. See that?
Can see a lot of tired legs for the Tropics.
And now a foul on that shot will put. Oh, Q came up a little lame there. Maybe a lamer.
Yeah, still kind of holding that
leg
a little bit.
So here's Barnes. 10 back out, 3 from Christensen. Short. Bettinger with the rebound. Back up and in. Second chance. I mean, this just goes to numbers. I mean,
yeah.
Kind of where we're at is, oh, nice. It's Felder.
And Q will have those options available to him this year.
Yeah.
For the old Pirates.
That's when Felder walks into a gym and goes, quit!
I think everyone in the gym heard that one.
Pulled the microphone away. Hopefully that worked. I've been wanting to do it for like 3 weeks. I just finished season 3 not that long ago.
Oh, shoot. I wonder if his coach makes him call him Sensei.
Well, he is Sensei now. Johnny Lawrence and Cobra Kai.
That is true. Yeah.
But except he's not in Cobra Kai anymore, so I guess that wouldn't work. He's Eagle Fang. There's all lob it up, and Staley went to get it. If I put it down, there's Christensen.
Although not anatomically correct, I'll allow it.
Here comes Lind. Give it up. Robinson, extra pass to Q. Little pump, float, and score.
Little 3-on-2 there.
But this one was all Colonels after the opening, about 5-6 minutes. But Dana, some thoughts and a selection of the player of the game.
Yeah, I mean, you could just see just running out of gas a little bit early. Where the Tropics didn't have a lot off the bench tonight. It was just 5 on 8 and tough to hang with. Colonels that I thought maybe played their best game of the year. Again, there's a lot of guys you could talk about. I'm going to go with Tyler Christensen out of Cedar Valley. Really jumped on it early tonight. Had a great offensive night. Thought he did some good things as well away from the basketball. We'll go with Christensen as our player of the game.
Great call. Again, our final score, the Colonels 91, Tropics 68. Christensen, our player of the game. And remind you, we got games next week. The next come on as these guys will be getting a break and the bye week. But it'll be the girls following that, and then championship night at Vivint Arena. Again, our player of the game, Tyler Christensen. Colonels over Tropics. You're watching Utah Top 50 on on KSLSports.com. Game 3 of our triple header coming right up. Now welcome into Lifetime Activity Center. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart. Utah Top 50 Basketball brought to you by Mountain America and Athletic Republic. 2 weeks from championship night at Vivint Arena. But tonight is our final game of our triple header. It is the Dallas Chaparrals and the Washington Caps. And the Chaparrals, man, this has been one of the best teams week in and week out. The Chaps have been, I think, maybe, especially the last couple of weeks, Dane, the best team.
Wow. That's saying something there.
If I'm just remembering correctly off the top of my head.
Here's the thing. I'll tell you this. I think there have really been 4 teams that have been great. And when you have that kind of depth, it's like pick your poison, right?
Right.
I know. I felt like the Chaps, was it last week or the week before, really like came together. It was like, oh, whoa. Anaheim, I think, has been playing really strong. Flint today didn't have much of a bench. That obviously impacted things. But no, I mean, you're right. This group is right up there with the rest of them. And, I mean, Dusty, they come in, best record. Only team – they and the Colonels both have 1 losses. They have to win this one in order to be able to play Kentucky again. As, again, final night of the kind of, regular showcase schedule.
Right. As the Caps open up with the bucket, that is Giorgio Golesi's as our scoreboard. We've had it right all night tonight on the first go as Skate with the +1. So 3-2 Chaps.
You know,
I called that on the floor, pardon me.
And when you talk about the Chaps, really Hunter Skank, I mean, man, he looks much improved off of last year, too. Last year, high school, maybe, or last year, the top 50. We saw him in the top 50 last year. Felt like he forced things at times. I feel like this year, boy, he's really just flowed really well, has really seized the opportunities. You're talking about opportunities. There's Chudi Anasike, who might be one of the best individual players in this entire showcase in the entire state.
Yeah, tough to throw that ball back at the top when you're along the baseline. So the turnover. But it doesn't hurt him. That'll be fun to see this one. We'll get the color swapped around. But we've had it right all night. I was feeling really good about that. Knew how we were going to have this. But 2 for 3. But on the drive, on the baseline, the reverse will not drop. And the putback doesn't go either. As that ball goes out of bounds, that was Logan Sorensen. To mention Logan, he was called up off the waiver wire after week 1.
Put in a claim for him. The Caps did.
Cleared. As Skank knocks down the J. And the Chaps take a 4-2 lead. And to who may be having the best Utah Top 50 is Hunter Skank.
Yeah. He's been really all over. His 3 ball's been fantastic. He's driven the lane, defended well. And it's what, I think you add Hunter Skank. We talked about Chudi. Now you can add James Rust, who was the top scorer at Timpview last year, and Paul Beatty, who continues to just grow in his maturity, understanding the game, and execution on both ends. It's what has made this Chaps squad so difficult.
Today's difficult. That's Griffin Doughty. Last week was an off week for Doughty, shooting-wise, but comes out guns a-blazing.
And you look at a Caps group that hasn't won a game yet, I don't believe, and looking to come out and get a win tonight against one of the better teams in this showcase, and they've started strong here.
And that shot wide of the mark, and a rebound taken by the Chaps. Quickly ahead, here's Skank. Now Chudi Anasike. Chudi, all that for the 3. He's wearing the same colored shoes. Maybe he's just saving it for the season.
Yeah, they're probably still on order, right? Things are taking a little bit longer to come in, so that's probably last year's version, And
that's Giorgio Golesi's.
That's a young man. We saw his teammate Peter Broadbent earlier tonight. Giorgio really has a chance to shine with Coach Gardner and trying to debut a brand new facility at Skyline.
3 across the court, won't go. Rebound to Beatty. We're having Preston match what's in the arena. I don't think it's accurate. Cap 7, Chap 6.
If it comes down
sure
to
everyone knows why you just saw the scoreboard changing. Yeah. That's why.
If it comes down to a 1-point game, we might double check it, but
yeah,
they're skank with a mid-range. You know, that's one of the things when you talk about this Dallas group. I mean, you could argue that James Rust has not been what we've been accustomed to seeing from him at the varsity level in the top 50. And, you know, there's so many guys. It's really been a different role for James that he's done a great job with, but he hasn't had to go and drop 20, 25. And look, this is not, I mean, yeah, you want to win the game, right? But it's not what it's meant for. And I think he's acknowledged that, recognized that, and has still found his way to make meaningful impact for this group.
Izzy Engel will say, hey, I need those plays during the winter.
Yeah, you're just saving the legs, right?
Yeah. As Skank comes off the screen from Beatty.
Good defense there by KJ Miller. More known for his offense, but man, wasn't conceding anything there to his Region 1 rival.
Now to go up top, here's Beatty. He terminates, still looking. I'm sorry to laugh. I just never seen the official kind of give a shoulder shrug. Like, yeah.
I had something.
Unless he said, you're right, I was anticipating a foul, then fine.
It's not like he's going to foul out, right? So,
yeah.
We'll play on.
Sorry. Dropped my papers. Here's KJ Miller.
Darn gravity. I hate it when that happens.
Chris Collins threw his telestrator pen by accident last night, and my papers may have went on purpose, but I apologize. Here's KJ Miller off his own rebound. Stepped out of bounds. Yeah. So on the drive, send to the corner, Rust knocks down the triple.
Told you, it hasn't felt like he's had big offensive nights, but you see the ability there, right? The kick out, left open, James able to drill it. He can score with the best of them.
Good D, out of bounds.
Did you ever see Logan Deal last year with Skyview? I did the Skyview Davis game. Okay, all right.
I can't remember the last Skyview. It might have been when Amanda played Utah State.
Oh, yeah, Jalen Moore.
Jalen Moore, thank you. Jalen Moore was the last time I think I did a Skyview game.
Would that be like the Bountiful State Championship game?
No, it was a game at Timpanogos High School. Remember when he hit that shot, we weren't doing the state championships, yeah.
Well, I wasn't there.
Yeah. Is KJ 4-3.
There you go. There you go. His papa's going to love that one. Of course, father in the building wearing a collared shirt tonight, got all dolled up for us. But, look, you talk about scorers. KJ, he can dial it in.
He might not make the walk up here, but, he wanted to look good from his coaching staff from his alma mater. Is on the drive and is fouled. That is Kyle Carley, young man out of Mountain Ridge.
And Carley has been aggressive this entire showcase. He's been a young man who's really looked to get to the paint, to the rim. Doing so again there, drawing the contact.
I was thrown off because Carley, there's a couple guys that all look the same, but William Santiago did not play tonight. Was not here.
Yeah.
And I'm used to making my few good men comments every once in a while.
Tell you, there's something about curly hair and being good at basketball in the state this year, isn't there?
Yeah, right. Jackson Workman is Skank misses on that one. How about that? Get up and get the rebound, young man. Getting up there for the board is Owen Odom, the sophomore. Smallest guy on the floor. He's got the biggest heart is Chudi Anosike on the run out. Chudi to the rim, and it stays home.
Man, so quick with that shot, isn't he? It looks like he's going to try to settle that down, and instead, next thing you know, he's up.
Our reigning 5A Offensive Player of the Year. There's the bucket, so 18-12.
Mentioned earlier on our game, Murray, according to some publications, number 2 in 5A.
Yeah.
Chudi, a big piece of that group this year.
Well, certainly is. Some substitutions. I was trying to see if they're going to stop the clock. We're close to the media timeout. We always do a preview or part of our preseason rankings for football. We don't do it in basketball, for a few reasons. Football is because there's just a big drought. It's a great way of launching things. So we'll let others handle that to get started, but we'll maybe do some ranking stuff this year.
Yeah, in case you missed it, I already gave away my A content. That was Mason Bettinger's going to have a big year.
Oh.
Remember that, week 2? Yeah, I spoiled that one.
Yeah, on the limb.
Yeah.
Out on the limb.
Yeah.
70% from the floor.
Look,
I think it was a guarantee, if I remember right, from week 2.
That's why we get paid the big bucks, Dusty. We go next level here. Old Carson Smith there on the drive and floater.
So 9-point game as Miller sends that one out. 3 on the way, and Dowdy with his second. And that's a great way to send us to our media timeout. 9:47 left in the first half, and a 12-point lead for the Chaps. You're watching Utah Top 50.
Hi, I'm Lizzie from the Food Nanny. I recently got a My Style checking account. It's the perfect blend of rewards and convenient benefits. I love that sound. And now My Style Checking has new features like mobile phone protection, 24/7 telehealth, and my favorite, restaurant discounts. Get the only checking account you truly need and see what's new with My Style at macu.com.
Hey, welcome back in the happy and safe confines of Lifetime Activity Center. Dusty Litster and Dave Stewart. 6-point lead for the Chaps as Beatty's Junction J is good. And 14-point lead, doubling up the Caps here. Now, pardon me, I missed a bucket there, so 28-17. They have I think we're swapping buckets. Yeah. As that one is good as between my inability to keep our score, I think I've had it accurate. Well, it's not matching what's on the inside, but that ball goes out of bounds. So 25-20. So I apologize. Preston, we let him go. Dusty's running the scoreboard, but I don't think I've had him right, but been off.
Well, and look, sometimes it's just not your night, and it's, been some challenges to work through. Is the traveling violation there? How about, possession to go? Luke Sorensen stepping out, hitting the 3 there for the Caps. That young man, we talk about Jagger and Ridgeline. Luke Sorensen in that group, that's going to be a fun region because you look at a couple Skyview players here, a couple of Ridgeline players here. Region 11, going to be worth watching.
Beatty. He even got some movement from Sorensen, pumping the 3, reverses it, no. Cleared out by Burgess. Now Chamberlain on the push. I think he might have the most letters than any name in the state of Utah, as Sorensen misses on that one. Back inside. Reverse and score.
Man, having to go up against the taller Carson Smith, who had good defensive positioning there, played it really well. Just nicely executed on the baseline.
The Logan Deal, Staines mentioned from Skyview. Now here comes Chudy Anosike. Chudy, a rebound to Rust, sends back up top. Odom to Rust. Rust, strong take, left it short. Here comes Giorgio.
Yeah, may have been some contact there. Giorgio doesn't care. He's in overdrive on the other end, but couldn't finish.
Well, sure, some contact is Johnson. This was January, February. It might have been a little more heated on that one, but Johnson cleanly with the well, not to say cleanly. The foul wasn't malicious. Put Russ at the line. So Rust hits the free throw, and it's a 9-point game.
He's making that 35 look good tonight.
Yeah.
Of course, some great scores have worn 35.
Oh.
Oof.
It's about in-state or just, KD?
KD. I mean, once a Sonic, always a Sonic.
Very true. Hey, the best, one of the best number 2 overalls is a nice take and finish there by.
Indeed. In fact, he was such a good 2, he had to change his number to 20 after 1 year because he was just that good as a 2.
Yeah, I mean, if KD could have benched more than 150 pounds, he may not have gone number 2. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant a different number 2 overall.
I know you were going GP.
Yeah. Look, the Sonics have had good luck with number 2s.
I should talk about GP. GP2 came here to Slick.
Yeah.
Won a national championship with Tyrell Corbin.
Offensive foul there.
Yeah, I got him with the hook.
Yeah.
You're not sneaking that past Doug Jardine. Even if the goatee's gone a little white.
Tell you, a decisive call. There was no shrugging the shoulders on that one, huh?
Skink gives that one up. Beatty sends back out. 3 on the way, and good. The Chaps shooting it well. Mitch Jepson.
Boy, and love the physicality that KJ Miller really matched in the paint, forced that out. Don't always want to trade 2 for 3s defensively, but did a nice job of taking away that interior.
There's Giorgio Gillespie's. Oh, nice move. Too strong off the window, but got his own board. The stick-to-itiveness of Gillespie's.
Yeah, the first spin cycle didn't work. The second one did there for Giorgio.
Inside to Anosike, but he couldn't handle it. Out to Johnson, angle 3, left it a little short. And we're back down the floor with the Chaps up to a 12-point advantage. Kind of been the night tonight. We have teams get really close around the 20-point market.
It's crazy how this one just blew up, right? I mean, it feels like it's kind of going back and forth, and you look up, next thing you know, it's a 12-point game. It's like, man. 14.
Yeah. There's Hunter Skank, the fall away. So he's had a spectacular Utah top 50.
Weaver could be a sneaky team in 6A this year. Talk about Skank, talk about Dowdy. Coach Crosby up there.
Reese Dent misses on that 3. Chudy. Oh, you want to size him up for what's going to come in region play, he and Johnson.
There's not a lot of players in this state that can defend that. I mean, if you're Chudy, you're going wide, left to right, left to right. And, you just get that defense to overcommit one way, and that driving lane opens up. And with his athleticism and size, you look at long legs for Chudy. He can cover a lot of ground in a quick amount of time, quick bursts. And Chudy able to capitalize on the free throw.
Opened up to 16. 16-point lead. Sent back out. 3 on the way from Dowdy. No. Jepson. Miller right on his hip. Rust over to Skank. Counter shot won't go. Nice job on the backside board. Jepson swatted away, but we got a foul before that. In fact, that was Chamberlain Burgess that has that foul. It was Carson Smith. For some reason, he and Chamberlain always look so familiar or similar to me from a distance.
Well, how does Mitch Jepson get that rebound? It feels like he's sandwiched between a couple of caps and yet comes away with it and draws the contact heading to the line.
Jepson tracks down another offensive rebound.
And that time it's Russ between a couple of caps, batting that one out to keep the possession here.
Skank doesn't get the call, doesn't get the bucket. Dowdy. Carly went no look. And out of bounds. That one was intended for Chamberlain Burgess. Inbound into Miller. Shot won't go. Rebound to Beatty. Hard to the hole. It's Skank with the finish.
Boy, when you see James Rust come out on that, the defense has to follow him. And Hunter just recognizing the paint left open, alone, able to drive.
And that's going to put Chamberlain Burgess at the line. So free throw won't go.
Paul Beatty, one-handed, able to secure that.
Beatty goes into Burgess, goes back up strong and finishes.
Burgess trying to go right at him. Dusty thrilled about that Beatty finish.
KJ Miller off on the 3. Just a few seconds left here in the first half. As callback things out, 7 seconds. 5 calls into the corner. Odom. 3 won't go. Beatty can't get it at the horn. That will not count for Rust. As we go to the half, it's a 20-point lead for the Chaps. Chaps lead the Caps 42-22. You are watching the Utah Top 50 on KSLSports.com. Second half basketball here. Dane Stewart and the ever-emotional, hot-headed Raider fan Dusty Lidster with you. Dane really enjoys watching games when we're broadcasting.
I'll tell you what, Dusty, I love the decision to go for 2 there. Great take by Jepson.
Mm-hmm. I love what I see what you did there. I can appreciate it. Sorensen gets that one to go, so both teams with a bucket here to start the half. There's a 3.
See, and that's the other end of it. I mean, why go for 2 when you can just, take the 3, right? I mean,
Yeah, it just makes zero sense, especially if you can take the lead. Or tie it.
Good times.
Yeah,
good times.
So much fun. Oh, that ball goes off the hands. Had his man going right to the hoop. Logan Deal unable to close the deal on that one.
Of course, we talk about next week, an off week for the top 50 in the championship. 1 versus 2, 3 versus 4, and 5 versus 6. Of course, in the other way. So it should be fun matchups. And, of course, this game with the score, seeding's becoming firmer and firmer by the minute.
Right. Oh, as Rust can't get that one to fall. And remember, in high school basketball, guys can slap the backboard while attempting to block a shot.
Yeah.
Now, ball gets to the rim, different deal. Like we explain that every year during the state tournament.
And yet we still have parents that get upset about it.
Yeah. Like that and over the back. His Oldham misses on that one. But over back is not a football or probably basketball rule. Here comes. Well, that was a nice job there by Sorensen getting a piece of that ball.
Yeah.
Johnson with the loose ball. Johnson going to lob it up to. Oh, I didn't know Reese Dent had that in him.
Yeah, that's a tough lead. Tough lead for Reese there.
As Jepson misses on that one. So Jepson will go to the line, shoot 1 free throw for 2 points. Glad to see that Vince Francis is watching while enjoying his anniversary night. Said he was, did see he and his wonderful wife, Taylor. By the way, Vince way outkicked his coverage. Like a Ray Guy punt back in the day. But they said they did stuff on Saturdays. I don't know why they can't hang out on Monday, but that's okay. Here's Anosike picking up the loose ball. We'll take Austin Bigelow on the trade as Anosike misses. Oldham had that one go away a little too excited. Turnover, and we'll go back to the Caps. Oh, nice find inside. And Dent missed the bunny, got it back, and was fouled. And it'll be Reese Dent going to the line, 1 for 2.
Man, well executed play there. Great find. Love Dent on the roll. Just couldn't quite get that one to fall, but we've seen Reese Dent really be thrust into opportunities to go up against some very talented bigs here. I'm trying for him to really grow that aspect of his game here in the top 50 this year.
So Chudy Anosike up top. Right up to Jepson on the angle. Good hands there by Gillespie's. Oldham, lefty a little strong. Board on the backside and deal with the board and putback.
Boy, that backside just completely left alone. Deal, one of the easier finishes he'll have.
On the cut and the bucket for Sorensen.
Seen a couple cutters now for the Caps through the lane. Been able to capitalize off opportunities.
That is Chudy working up top. Chudy on the drive, fall away, and Dowdy getting a hit for the foul. We'll put Chudy Anosike at the line to shoot 1 for 2. As some line changes come on here for the Caps.
Of course, hockey season starts tomorrow night. Dusty's as excited as anyone.
I am amped.
Let's play that hockey, eh?
Vegas born through and through. As that one goes. I don't know if I could have another Vegas team get me so emotional. As on the other end, there's a bucket there for Chamberlain Burgess.
The real question is, what's Dusty going to do when Vegas gets an NBA team? His heart is going to be torn.
Not really. I'm a Utah boy. As I lay that one in for the Chaps.
All right. I just figure you tend to gravitate towards Vegas sports. You like Vegas.
I do. I love Vegas. Worked there. Spent a lot of time in those streets.
Just like old Giambi?
Yeah. Jeremy, not Jason. I don't have Jason's bank account. So Jeremy and I are very similar. Oh, nice lob inside and deal with the bucket. Got hung up in the air. Beatty with the steal.
Beatty doing his best Raiders impression with the defensive stop there.
Well done.
Yeah?
I appreciate it, yeah.
I got to get back on your good side after that 2-point comment, so.
Vince Francis doesn't care what side he's on, but here comes a Skink. Leaves it to Beatty, the junction J, a little strong, and the rebound cleared by Chamberlain Burgess. But Trey Smith's on my side. Nice swap by Beatty.
The big men running the floor, and even Love Rust on the bench there calling it out, giving his teammate a bit of a cheer.
Beatty with the Maverick move with the flyby, but can't close the deal on the three.
We talked earlier about communication and guys really kind of leading with their voice, and Russ doing that from the bench right now for the Chaps.
Smith misses on the hook. Comes Chudy. He'll stay on the outside, and Chudy, Anasike.
I'll tell you what, we got to get James Russ to come do a game with us, huh? That young man is being outspoken right now. Love the Chudy 3.
He's a Timpview T-Bird. They know how to chat it up. And the three from KJ Miller. Of course, our cameraman is a Timpview grad. His uncle hung the sign for Timpview Drive. As the shot is good. Was that Smith?
No, that was Skank, I believe.
Well, I missed it. Sorry. I was blocked by the bar, truthfully.
No, you're good. That's why they have two of us. Not just for the dynamic commentary.
As Burgess fouled on the shot, so Chamberlain will go to the line.
See if Russ continues to chatter now that he's on the floor.
And the free throw is good for the 1 for 2. 64-39.
Good defensive communication there, calling out the screen, helping Chudy out. Helping KJ out.
So Jepson will come back on for Deal. So Anasike with Miller. Sends back up top to Jepson. Now Skank. Short on the triple. Thought Russ was going to come away with the board, but quick up the floor. Here's Golesi's. And he was fouled on the drive. And say it on the shot. On the gather. And his habitual shooting.
Yes.
His habitual shooting motion.
Mm-hmm.
Still waiting we'll have to launch that basketball podcast in the gather for habitual shooting motion.
Habitual shooting motion, yeah. It can be a breakdown of all things rules. Dusty can get irritated week after week after week after week. We'll leave every show with restricted area. It doesn't even cost that much.
I just wanted some common sense out here. Media timeout. We'll be right back. You're watching Utah Top 50. Time to take care of our great sponsor, Athletic Republic. I want to remind you that playing as well in the final minute of a game as in the first quarter requires an athlete to develop stamina to perform under fatigue. Our 75-minute training sessions are constructed with a periodized schedule to improve a player's conditioning. Again, it's Athletic Republic, proud sponsor of the Utah Top 50. I thank them for their support of everything we are doing here at the Utah Top 50. As quickly on the inbound, it's Beatty with the long, probably mid-range 2.
You talk about the development, or we talked about the development of Isaac Garrett earlier. Paul Beatty, another one of those that I think poised for a big year for the Farmington Phoenix this year.
As on the run out is Rust. Miller. Quickly ahead to Downey in the corner. Is chased off there by Rust. Pull up inside the arc and hit. It's a great tool to have in your tool belt.
Yeah. Again, he and Skank not teammates tonight nor in the top 50, but will be this winter.
Good job by Reese to go cut that off.
Good close out there on the baseline.
Chudy. Dent came over with the foul, and Anasike with the +1.
You know, you talk about the pick and roll game so often, but that time the pick stays high, and it allows Chudy to be aggressive off the bounce. And look, that young man, when he wants to get to the rim, he gets to the rim. There's very little you can do.
Way outside the Miller. Can't get it. Johnson with the loose ball. Second chance 3. Into the corner with Jepson. Oh, nice hands. Able to pop that ball out of bounds. Up top on the drive now with Skank, and he's fouled by Miller.
I feel like KJ has been very aggressive tonight on both ends of the floor. Has looked for opportunities to get his shot, has also been keyed in defensively. We've seen a number of times where he's really been physical on the defensive end and tried to make life difficult for the opponent. I like what we've seen from KJ tonight.
And Skank hits the free throw, 1 for 2. 71-46. 3 from Dowdy. No, and rebound into the hands of Skank.
Boy, quick trigger there. 1 and done.
Skank will pull for 3 and rattles home.
The quick trigger there. But Skank has the space.
If you notice my score only went up 1 here in the building. I think they missed the last shot, as that 3 is good from Dowdy. And so here's Beatty. Gets a little space, a little fall away, won't drop. Johnson with the rebound. And Dent has that one poked away. Leaving for the trailing Jeppson. And they're going to get a foul there, put Jeppson at the line. So 72-49 after the missed free throw. And nice job on the give and go. Big man, high-low. And Smith lays that one in.
Yeah, Burgess with the good eyes. You would see Carson cutting through there. More challenging play than it looks. He would just drop that over.
Ball batted around, sends out. Skank can't get free of Reese Dent. Nice defense. Extra pass to Jeppson, short on the three, and a rebound taken by Smith, and it's picked off by Rust. So try to make the baseball pass. Rust to Skank, 4-3.
I'll tell you, Hunter Skank, it feels like he's like 50% from beyond the arc in the top 50. I mean, he's just been keyed in all fall long.
Come back the other end. Skank says that one to Odom.
Oh.
And Rust cuts to the hole.
Talk about James Rust and how he's done a lot of good things this summer, but tonight has been an offensive showcase, and that time seeing the opening in the lane, the cut, and the good vision there by Odom to find him.
So Gillespie's with the bucket, 77-55. As on the cut is Deal, and he's fouled, and put Deal at the line.
I'll tell you, when Hunter Skank plays like this, it's just a challenge because he can hit the long ball. We've seen that multiple times tonight. But then when he wants to peel off and play the pick and roll, it is just not easy offense to defend. Ooh, Skank had a bit of a drive there after he got rid of that ball, too. Good find.
$20-point game on the other end. It's Deal laying that one up and in. And a 22-point lead now for the Chaps. That one poked away, picked up by Odom. Odom to Skank. Who lays it in? So 81-57. Three on the way, and good. Dowdy knocks it down with just over 2:50 left. 81-60. Deal on the other end, can't get it to go. Rebound to Sorensen, send ahead to Dowdy. Oh, nice save. Right in the hands of Reese Dent. That's pretty. Way to run the floor. And, oh, the +1 for Skank.
Continues his offensive explosions night in, night out here for the Chaps.
And KJ blocked away by Skank. Sorensen with the loose ball. And it won't drop. 1:43 on a rolling clock.
The Chaps beat the Colonels week 1. And looks like that might be the old 1 versus 2 game in 2 weeks.
As Chudy can't get that one to go. Dent. That one popped out of bounds.
You like the Chaps in that one?
Chaps Colonels?
Yeah.
Probably. Spend more time thinking about it. I mean, everyone will want to be at the Vivint, so you're going to have full lineups for Chaps Colonels.
It'll be interesting to see how the long ball of the Colonels does at Vivint.
Well,
right?
the great thing at Vivint is that straight up. I mean, I don't think you're going to have much of a depth perception issue there.
You don't?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie to you. I've never shot on that.
I haven't either.
We will.
Look, here's the thing. I have not missed a shot at the Marriott Center.
That is true. That is very true. You did not miss a shot.
There's no minimum shot requirement in that statement. That's the key.
Yeah. No, it's very true. So I'm excited to get down there, put some shots up. May not lift that day. I have to hold off.
You got to make sure the shoulder's healthy if you're going to be doing that.
We're good, man. Shoulder. We're pre-surgery strength right now on the shoulder. Nice play and a layup it in for Dowdy as time is rolling down here. 86-66, our final score on Game 3 of the night. Dan, your final thoughts and selection of the player of the game?
Well, I mean, I think Dallas jumped on him early, right? This got to double digits in the opening minutes, was expanded, and just, Caps just didn't quite have enough to stick around with the athleticism, the length, and the shooting. Quite frankly, we talk about Chudy. Thought he played a great game offensively tonight, but Hunter Skank, once again, just dialed in, outside, inside. His speed was a problem. Hunter Skank, our player of the game.
Now, Hunter Skank's been spectacular. Again, our final score in Game 3. The Dallas Chaparrals beat the Washington Caps, and from our projections, they'll be taking on, speaking of Chaps, they'll be taking on the Colonels championship game in 8 days. No, 15 days at Vivint Arena. That's where we'll see you with these teams in a week and 2 weeks of the day. So for Austin Bigelow and Dane Stewart, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and for watching KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of the Utah Top 50 on KSLSports.com.